question mainstream stereotypes and a zeal to find new alternatives was born by the time he finished high school. In search of an idea to unite students, he and other friends had started a magazine named Fuel in 2009. While it succeeded, it didn't satiate him his hunger, and later they undertook many projects before going on to start Dirt 9 Designer's Desk, a designer agency with over 100 plus clients in portfolio. Regardless of what he did, there was always one common factor to everything, uniting the mind for a cause that is larger than life. And that is what he is doing with Stumatch, a digital student college platform. With many other rewards in the bag, he describes the best achievement is getting tweeted by Sir Richard Branson himself. Thanks for accepting the invitation for giving the keynote speech today and guiding us for new beginnings, sir. Now I would like to welcome Frederick, sir, to talk on entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Taran. First of all, let me check. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for such a warm welcome and welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to uh, be here today to just share a few words on our entrepreneurship. Actually, I've been to Ahmed's 2019 Jan. I don't know how many of you were there at that time, but we've been already discussing a couple of things on entrepreneurship. And thanks to Ahmed's management and faculty and all the departments, especially Padmaja ma'am, IT HOD, who's doing all these initiatives to inculcate the entrepreneurship culture at very young age for students. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's jump into a couple of very basics of entrepreneurship, guys. Today, I want before we start, I want you to get into your in call messages. Right? We also have in call messages to the right. Right? So let's do a small icebreaker before we start. I want every roll number here. I can see a few names: Tarun, Tarshan, Sumant, Harika, Wangapadu Harika, Harika Kotakota, Bhavana. Everyone, right? And 92 other people. I want everyone. Let's have a one quick engagement thing. Whatever you just type, whatever you think, what do you think about entrepreneurship? What exactly is entrepreneurship to you? Just do a single message with a single emoji. Can you guys do it? Tarun, I hope I conveyed, right?
Yeah, sir.
Just message everyone, right? Everyone just try to identify what is that emoji that connects with entrepreneurship according to you. I'm hoping to see a lot of messages in the message box. Tarun, start with you. We'll take two
Sure,
minutes.
sir.
We'll take 2 minutes for this exercise. I want everyone to participate so that we can have a very good start of what we think about entrepreneurship. And I will drive you through an amazing life journey of myself and how we can actually tackle problems if you want to become an entrepreneur. First, let's take 2 minutes for yourself and put forward that one emoji in your chat or wherever it is. Send it to me here. What do you think of entrepreneurship in that emoji? Looking forward. I'll just give you 1 minute there. Tarun, I'm waiting for your emoji here. Sumant, no, don't type it, guys. Don't type it. Just put one emoji. That's it. That's what I'm asking. You have emojis, right? You know what is emoji, right, Tarun?
Yeah, sir.
Just put one emoji that describes entrepreneurship to you. Let's do that small exercise in the next 1 minute. Yeah, 1 more minute. I didn't see any messages. I want everyone to participate. Let's think it as an icebreaker. Yeah, perfect, Taran. That's a right image that you can, right emoji that we can think of. Anyone else? Amazing. Darshan. Saifullah, growth, finance, money. Amazing. Next, I'm looking forward for a lot of emojis, guys. We have 92 people here, and I got just four emojis. Come on, guys, just participate in this one simple exercise. Just message a particular emoji that fits with entrepreneurship according to you. What do you think entrepreneurship is according to you? Just put forward in a simple emoji here. It can be repetitive. It's okay. Just put forward your thoughts. Meantime, we have already six. Darshan, can you mute yourself and tell me what is partnership according to you? Batula Darshan, you said shaking hands. Can you speak, Darshan?
Yes, sir.
Meantime, we get emojis, a lot of emojis. We just, what is that entrepreneurship according to you? You said connections or like partnership, what it is?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Darshan, tell me.
I'm sorry, sir, that I didn't heard what I said exactly.
No,
Can you come again?
you messaged a handshake, right?
Yes, sir.
What is it? What is it according to you? Meantime, students, please put forward your emoji there. Darshan, please go ahead.
That coordination understanding in business between worker and owner.
Amazing, amazing thought process. Yeah. All right. Amazing. Good to know that. Amrita, Amrita, you showed us hands. Uh, can you explain what is it according to you? Amrita, you have? Deemer Seti Sai Amrita.
Yes, sir.
Amrita, what is it? Like you showed a hand raise, right? Like what is it? What entrepreneurship according to you?
Sir, in my opinion, I think it is all about you, sir, and the way you communicate to people and the way you
Mhm.
respond and produce.
Mhm. Amazing, amazing. Good, good, good. It doesn't matter like what you think, but yes, amazing. It's all about your own attitude, what you communicate, what you show to the world, right?
Yes,
Perfect,
sir.
perfect, perfect. We have Marrapu Lavanya. Lavanya, you said some thoughts emoji, something like that. Marrapu Lavanya, you here? We'll take
Yes,
two more
sir.
minutes, please. I want everyone to answer the emoji, please. Madam Lavanya, please, Lavanya, tell me, what is it? What is that? Is it a dream? Is it a thought? What is it? What exactly is that?
Yes, sir. It is an idea, sir. That means we should have a good idea and plan about our implementation, sir.
Amazing. Good, good to know, guys. Good to know. Thank you so much, Lavanya. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, sir.
guys. Let's not waste more time. But I wish everyone should participate in this. Everyone should have an idea what exactly is entrepreneurship according to you. I'm not judging. I'm not doing anything here. But would love to know your thought process on what entrepreneurship is. Nevertheless, let's kickstart. What is entrepreneurship according to me? Okay, so in every entrepreneur career, there are multiple ups and downs in every career, right? It's not just about entrepreneur; it's about any career that you choose. There'll be ups, there'll be downs. The only thing that keeps on moving is your thoughts. And rightly said, Amrita rightly said, it's all about your confidence, your perseverance, or like your persistence to go forward, whatever it is, right? In order, like, let's say there are times you might feel bad that, hey, I chose this career wrong. Even as an engineer, right? Even as an engineering student, we might think that, hey, we all did that one mistake choosing engineering. We might think that, right? So there are multiple ways of thinking. There are multiple ways of getting appreciation in the time of whatever it is, like in the term of journey of entrepreneurship. For every entrepreneur, there are ups and there are downs. And I want to share you one such story that happened in my life. And I want to just what happened, how I went through all the process, what are all the ups and downs that I had, and coming from a very small town, what exactly aimed, I aimed, and what exactly I achieved, and what exactly I failed, how exactly I failed multiple times. This is a story that I want to share with you today. So in every entrepreneur's life, there are multiple stages of his own career. For me, I'm a very small guy coming from a normal family, like a middle class family from a remote town. I don't know how many of you know, but I came from a remote town from Guntur district. When I came to Vizag, actually, I studied in Vizag, by the way. So when I came to Vizag, I was pretty much sure that, hey, thought I mean, like, I thought that day when I came to Vizag, I chose the wrong career for myself. Like when I joined my first year of engineering, like most of you guys think, I also had a simple thought that, hey, I think this is not a forte for me. I think this is not where I want to be, or like where I can be myself, or like where I can be. Hey, Freddie is meant for engineering as a computer science engineering. Freddie is meant for coding. So good to have the decision at a very early stage at the age of 19. I thought this is not a right direction for me, but we don't have any choice. We joined engineering. So I did one thing. I wanted to be different. So the first thought process of every entrepreneur's life is a simple. It starts very simple, guys. You want to be different, right? You don't want to be another other person who take care of a job, who will like meet other people, who will try to get something out of your vision, right? So you have a lot of ideas. You have a lot of every entrepreneur come up with a lot of ideas. Think about, hey, I want to do this. Even if you start a small shop in your own city, that's an entrepreneurship according to me. I mean, like, it's pretty much business at the end of the day. But what entrepreneur makes a difference? How entrepreneur makes a business, or like a new thought process out of every line of business, right? So let's say you're doing a shop. Instead of doing a shop, you can do a digital network, and you can, people are calling it D2C these days, direct to consumers or direct to customers. So there are multiple ways of innovating some idea, taking it to the next step, reaching out to millions, and give solving their problem. So if you're doing a regular business, you're not solving a much of a big problem. But when it comes to not when your career, you try to solve a particular problem, you identify a problem, then you will understand that, hey, how many people will be impacted, or how many people will be uh, how many people lives you can actually touch. This is the particular thing that you need to understand when you think of an idea. Lucky myself, with a bunch of students, with a bunch of friends of mine in engineering first year itself, I thought of, I want to do something different. So most of the times all the students, when they asked about, hey, what do you want to, who are you, or like, let's say, let me ask that simple question with Darshan again here. Darshan, you're here?
Yes, sir.
Darshan, introduce yourself in a single line.
Good evening.
Darshan, introduce
I,
yourself in a single line. I'm audible.
yeah, okay. I am Darshan, studying at Anix College, IT branch.
That's all.
Yeah. Usually we have
All
that
right.
girl. It's a girl of spreading awareness.
Okay, Darshan, let me negate your thought process here, guys. To all who are listening today, I want you to change your own thought process when you want to introduce yourselves. Okay, so we have multiple thoughts, right? Like many people ask ourselves, like many people we will meet on a daily basis. You meet new friends, you make new connections. It's all about business or like any entrepreneur career. It's all about making new connections at the end of the day. Like someone said, it's all about making that one connection, right? Whether it is an employee, whether it is in a new investor that you can meet, or like whether it is a new customer that you can meet. Every connection counts. Where every connection counts, you need to leave a proper mark there, right? Whenever you are leaving or whenever you are meeting someone else, you need to make sure that hey, you are leaving, or that other person who is meeting you should leave with an impression saying that hey, I met a great person, or I met a person with that particular thing. So I want you to understand just one simple rule. So today I'm going to give you few basic rules that I've set to myself, I've set in my career to excel in my life. These are not rules for every individual, but if you love to participate, if you love to hear them, and if you love to involve them in your life process, I think we can solve a lot of problems. The first rule of that is tell the world that I'm good at something. Darshan here, I asked him, right, hey Darshan, introduce yourself. Darshan said, hi, I'm Darshan. I'm from IT. I'm studying in Arts College. Some year, I don't know what. Okay, but he got a very important chance to meet me, and he also got another important chance to meet another 100 students who are there to show his talent on a one single line, right? I'll tell you something. Whenever someone asks from today, I want you to understand this one rule in that very particular moment. If you are good at something, let's say you're good at writing, you're good at painting, you're good at cricket, you're good at art, like doing some amazing code, or like you're good at some designing, you're good at, like, let's say marketing, business development, anything that you can think to yourself. It can be art, it can be studies, it can be anything, guys. Okay, it can be any career, it can be music, guitar, cricket, dance, anything, right? So whenever you identify yourself with some skill that you are good at, make sure in every sentence that you speak or introduce yourself, hi, my name is Darshan, I'm good at designing. In this way, you will leave an impression saying that, hey, I know a designer at the end of the day to the other person, right? So, what you need to understand is whenever you're good at something, tell the world that, hey, I'm Freddy, I'm good at designing. This is the first rule I've set to myself in my engineering first year when I came to know that I'm good at something. In every entrepreneur's life, connections are important. Make sure you follow this particular line to leave a particular, like you leave an impression of a great impression of that you are connecting with that person. I'll give you an example, right? In our college itself, or like in any college, whenever you say that hey, I'm a good bowler, or I'm a good batsman, or I'm a very good wicket keeper. If let's say if there is a team of 10 who's looking for a wicket keeper, I'm sure that that team will definitely remember that one person who's good at wicket keeping. They will call them. Am I right or wrong? Right? Most of the times, if you say something that, hey, I'm good at something, the other person who says that, hey, I need that person at that moment, you will be the first person who they will remember. At the same time, I told that my fellow students at that time in my engineering days, I said that, hey, I'm good at design. Hi, I'm Freddy, I'm good at design. This is how I introduced myself. I didn't say I'm a computer science student. I'm a particular in first year of whatever so and so college. Don't say this. When you are meeting some other person, Leave an impression, make a connection. Tell them that, hey, I'm good at whatever you are good at. So that's how I said I'm good at design, and there is a team of students who we wanted to do something. So we wanted to do a magazine, and then I said I'm good at designing. And then suddenly we wanted to do something different, right? It's always there in our minds to do something different in the first year of engineering itself. So then with a bunch of students, we started a magazine in the first year of engineering from different colleges. We said, hey, we are launching a particular magazine for students which will comprise both education and entertainment, and many students across different colleges, Geetam, Anits, all different colleges. That is a Condira office, guys. I know most of you know Condira office there, and that is Abdullah Garu and Shashank Garu. At that moment, we launched in 2009. We launched a particular magazine for students. We've got 3,000 subscriptions in a month. That is huge for that at that particular time. As a first year engineering student, I designed whatever you're seeing on that page, that on the cover. I designed those particular covers, and I designed the entire book. That is the first step I took towards my dream, a dream of doing something different. Okay, so make sure you use this rule whenever you're making a connection, to make sure you leave a great impression there. Rule number two. So whenever you're successful, right? So we're doing great. We got 3,000 subscribers, and we have a bunch of team. You can see a lot of team here. So we have a lot of team, and we're doing a lot of things at that time in first year of engineering. As kids, when you have a lot of team, the first impression that you will get is whenever there is a big team, you will have big problems. This is the second thing that I want you to mention in every entrepreneur's life. Any entrepreneur, when they choose a team, when they choose a large group of people, you need to identify everything is going smooth. Some or other person will try to make a group, and some or other people will identify themselves as a different thing, and they will create problems in the team itself. When you are building a team, make sure you are aware of that. This one thing, you will get team issues, and here is my solution for that. So we also have a bunch of like 14 people at that time, and then we were trying to do a lot of things, lot of new things every other month. We made sure that we released 6 months of magazine copies, and then problems started coming one by one. Someone said I did a lot of work. Someone said I don't want to do this work. Someone said, hey, you're not doing good. Okay. So same thing happens, guys. So there is one rule that I really like, and I got it from my late mentor, a very great person who eventually, like, unfortunately, is not there anymore. He left me with one simple dialogue saying that, hey, this is a technique that he also learned from the amazing creators of the earth. Uh, those are mothers, according to me and according to him as well. Mothers, right? Every mother, when they want to do some work in their kitchen, or like in their whatever things that they do, whenever kid starts disturbing them, what mothers do is generally they they try to do their work, and they try to feed their kid, they try to give something to that person so that they will not be getting disturbed. So that is a trick that I learned, that he learned, and he gave me that one simple trick that left me with a great value in my life. This is what I do whenever I get disturbed from my teammates, or this is what I do whenever I get disturbed from my any friends, anyone who wants to disturb me, who wants to scare me, or who wants to tell me that, hey, you're you're doing something else, you're doing something else, whatever it is, right? If someone is disturbing you when you're doing your work, what a mother used to do is, mother used to give them a particular thing, a chocolate or something like that. So whenever a particular chocolate is given to a kid, the kid will think that one particular chocolate, or in my words, The second rule is give a lollipop. When you give a lollipop to a kid, that kid's world is that lollipop at that moment. I want to do the same. If anyone disturbs you in your life, give them a lollipop. What is a lollipop here? You need to understand a lollipop is can be different things. A lollipop is something that they are interested of. They think that they got the best thing in their life, right? So in my career, when people said that, hey, you can't, you do this, you do that. When they disturbed me a lot, I gave them lollipop every time. So in my team, when people came and said that, hey, you don't want to do this, you should not represent this, or you should not be this or something like that, I gave them their own titles of chief marketing officer, chief operating officer, CEO, CMO, CFOs, whatever it is, right? So when you give the titles to them, they'll feel that, hey, I am the boss, I am the king, or in according to me, in my world, it is a lollipop to them. So whenever someone disturbs you, just give them what they want. Tell them, hey, you are the CMO, you are the chief marketing officer. Enjoy it. You just go to this trip, you go to that. When you give that title to them, for them, the title, I don't know what happens at that moment. For them, they think that the title is the world itself. And you can actually you do your job without any problem. So that's how you get two things there. One is they'll feel happy and they'll keep you happy for the rest of their lives. So whenever the problem arises from a particular person, don't see that as a negative thing. Okay, just give them what they want in a way that you don't lose much. Okay, so give them what they want and make sure that world they rotate in their own world so that they will not disturb yours. And this is a technique that you need to use every time in your life. So next, the next important role when, as an entrepreneur is it's not just about winning your team. It's not just about winning customers or something like that. There is another basic fact that will kill a lot of dreams in a lot of people, like a lot of students who want to dream big, or a lot of people who want to dream big often fell to their problems in their family, or often fell to like let's say a few dads say that, hey, don't do this, get a government job, or like a few moms says that, hey, get married, or like uh, try to get a great job, software developer job, go to US, go to UK, get a job. As an entrepreneur, you generally hear this a lot. My family is great. My family also a similar middle class family as any one of you guys here. So from childhood, I was a topper in every class, and then comes we came to engineering, so things change. So whenever like you do something different in your life, you often tend to neglect your studies generally. And then I don't want to take any impression from here, but I got my first backlog in my second year, second semester. Till that moment, whenever I go home, till that moment, whenever I go home for my regular holidays or whatever it is, there used to be this movie scene, right? Your mom comes running, you go running, hug each other. Mom feeds a lot of food with a lot of ghee, sweets, everything, right? Even this happens in my life. So we had an amazing time whenever I go home. Where my mom used to take care of me every moment. But then, unfortunately, one backlog happened, and everything changed. So when this happened, I told my mom that I got a backlog and I went to home. Unfortunately, please don't repeat this anytime. Okay, even in your career, whenever you meet them personally, tell them. Otherwise, don't tell them in phone. That will scares them and scares you to death. So even that happens to me. When I went home, till that moment, it was a Dilwane Dulhaniya Le Jayenge scene. Like you keep, like you run towards and hug your son. But when I went at that time in my second year, second semester, once it is done, to the holidays, my mom saw me as a cockroach that is entering to her territory. So this particular territory of hers, she saw me as a cockroach. Like, hey, you're unfit for this territory. Don't come inside. Or like she didn't even take care of me. She didn't even give me some water or whatever it is. Okay, because and she silently slept that night. And like any other mom does, next day morning she started super bath in the morning 9 o'clock itself. From morning 9 o'clock, she was scolding me like anything. She was saying all the words that you can't even hear. Uh, you lost your life. You got a backlog. You're unfit for any job in your life. You can't get a job. You can't crack any interview in your life. It just happened. This happened in most of the families, and even happened in my life as well. So one thing happened that day. One thing strongly, I strongly determined and strongly fixed one particular thing, that I want to win my family that day. I suddenly packed everything. I suddenly freshened up and I went to my own school where I studied my 10th class, like my SSE. And I went there and I asked my principal, saying that, hey, I have a program for you kids. I came to know that I'm good at Vedic maths. So I learned Vedic maths in my intermediate. When I want to crack IIT, I learned Vedic maths for a couple of things, and I knew a couple of tricks. So I went to my school and I said same to principal, and principal asked me to give me a demo. So I gave a demo to almost 200 people, and I said, hey, if you want to listen to the full class, it will be a 3 hour class in the afternoon, and we are charging 200 rupees. So that moment, I got 150 signups out of the 200 people immediately. And by the end of the evening, I got 30,000 rupees and 7,000 rupees on the very same day. So 7,000 they gave me on the very same day, and next day they gave me 23,000 rupees. I took that money, I went home, mom, if so, don't be arrogant, guys. Don't be arrogant at the end of the day when you are successful. Just tell them simple thing. Tell them that, hey, give them that confidence that you can achieve something. I went back to home. I said, mom, I might not do this for my entire my life. So I might not earn 30,000 in a day for the rest of my life. I might get schools, I might not get schools, or I might do something. But one thing I want you to know, and I assure you, is that I can live my life. I can make something happen. Give me 3 years of my life after engineering. Give me 3 years. And if I can't prove anything that I can live on my own, and I can make something big, whatever you say, I will do. This is a promise that I took from my mom on that day, and that helped me a lot because my mom never looked back, guys. I won my family that day. It's all about winning your family is the most important thing. No matter you win the world, at the end of the day, your family doesn't support you, your family doesn't talk to you, there is no point in life. I want you to really understand this particular thing. So post that, I went to different schools. I did almost 76 schools by the end of my engineering, uh, and almost like I taught to more than a lot of students. A lot of students got those Vedic mathematics tricks. We called ourselves like different. We joined English vocabulary courses. We joined logical thinking. So we did a very crazy course within one day, 6 hours of time, and we increased fee in some schools and like that. So, but the important step I want you to tell here is, no matter what you win, you need to win your family first. And then again, I studied in a very normal college, and I didn't like where I am right at that moment. So this is another rule that I want you to understand. You are the only person who are capable of making yourself happy. No one else can do it for you. Okay, if you don't like the things that you are around with, make sure you can create your own world. That's what I want you to tell today. If you don't like where you are, right? Like I even at that moment I felt like I'm not at the right place. If I am in IIT Bombay, I would have done different. If I am in Stanford University, I would have been a king. Don't think like that, guys. At that moment, wherever you are, I think you can change that world and you can create your own one, right? So I was studying in an college, and then I formed a bunch of students with passion, with the aim that I have. I went to different colleges and I asked, "Hey, you guys, can you guys join me?" Instead of just looking in just my own college, I went to different colleges and made sure that I made a different team. So I went to Geetham. There are few people who wants to achieve the same journey, and I formed a team there. This is something after my college days. There are there are students of VIT there. There are students of Geetham there. There are students of even IIT Bombay there. Okay, so we bunch of students together. We created a company called Dirt Nine in engineering. After engineering, to take these workshops to the next level, we created one big conglomerate of Dirt Nine Education, Dirt Nine Designers, and then we created an amazing company of almost 19 people that time, and we did big things. In 2013, when we came back to Hyderabad and we started our own office, this is our first office that we had in Hyderabad. When we had our own office, we have we have made amazing things. We almost impacted for more than 150 plus colleges and schools. We did a lot of workshops. I've been a trainer. I've been marketing. We learned a lot. So as I said, if you don't like where you are, there is always a choice that you can create your own world. That's what I want you to understand today. And as I said before, if everything goes successful, problems arise. Wherever there is success, there will be a problem today or tomorrow. At the end of the day, and after a lot of after I think 1.5 years doing workshops, we were I was asked to within the team. I started designing as a career again. I was asked to create another company and take care of that instead of being in the same company. Most of the people around me said that, hey, you have to concentrate on design, or you have to take care of other things. Don't think don't think like this as a problem. Don't think this particular thing, or like if someone says that, hey, you can't do this or you can't do that, don't think that as a problem. Let them box you. Let them push you to the boundaries so that you can think out of the box. This is my own code that I want you to mention today. Let the world box you so that you can think out of the box. Never ever take any problem as a problem, guys. If you have a positive attitude, you can actually take it forward and make sure you can win anything in your life. Thinking out of the box is not a simple thing. You will get only when pressure applies, right? You explode, you go out, you you really think that, hey, I can achieve any height when you are in problems. If you have that attitude, nothing else can stop you that day. So I want to learn designing. I want to create a design, create one of the great design companies in Hyderabad, at least at that time. I want to learn designing. I can't spend another 4 years of my course, 4 years of life in learning designing again after engineering, right? So what I did at that moment is I wanted to think out of the box. I wanted to look around just in my area in Andhra Pradesh. By the way, this is all in Andhra Pradesh. So I wanted to learn design in a different way. So I went to Udaigiri, I learned wood carving. I went to Venkatagiri, I learned sari weaving. I went to Alagadda, I learned stone carving, sculptures or something like that. I went to Srikalahasti, I learned how to make real colors using roots and everything and use them in designing or like in coloring of great saris, kalamkari. So I learned how to do kalamkari and creating original colors like red, green, and blue. And I went to Nimalakunta to understand the leather art making. So I understood different process, the precision, the color theory, the art of weaving saris, everything. I learned design in a different way. And this is my own course that I created for myself within 3 months. I went to different places around me and I learned different art forms and I learned. I became a complete designer. And then I came to Hyderabad and I started my designing career. I, with the grace of what we made sure every project what we delivered, there is a great impact that happened at the end of the day. Whenever we learned different things, we approached new clients and we implemented those new things in the career. We started at just started charging for a logo and we started at 5,000 rupees. We ended at almost 4,40,000 rupees for an entire simple logo. We transformed that into a brand identity. We call a brand package and we sold it at 4,40,000, and we did that is the last client we did for 4,40,000. And in 2015 again, there are multiple factors, but yes, we made sure we had one of the successful companies. We created big events like World Design Summit. We did Design Summit in Hyderabad with the government of Telangana helps. At the end of 1.5 2 years, we had almost scaled our company to 108 clients. That is a level of efforts that we kept in a very budding entrepreneurs, right? Like we are at that time, we are very budding. We are just the students who came out of college. But as I said, the world should box you. Nothing new comes from a person who is lavishly satisfied happily. When people gives you problems, you will think differently. Make sure, don't think that hey, I'm in depression, I'm in a problem, or I'm getting a lot of issues from teammates. Don't think like that. If you can just think that hey, this is a time for me to think different, I think that is a solution, that is an answer for everything. Yeah, as I said, I used every moment. This is a simple line I want you to understand. The sixth rule is carpe diem. Make sure every moment, whatever you get, right, whatever is small thing you get, if you are given a chance to do a small event in your college asked by your HOD ma'am, try to do it. I don't know what happens at the end of the day, but you will get something best out of it. So I was given a chance to uh, be a volunteer in one of the fest. I became an organizer later. I was given to chance to miss my holidays and participate in a big trip across India. It's called Jagrati Yatra. I left my holidays. I didn't see it as a problem to spend with my dad. My dad comes only once in a year, but I left my holidays and I went to a yatra where I made 400 new friends at the end of the yatra itself. I was asked to do, after doing a logo for 4 lakh rupees, I was asked to do a free project for Hyderabad innovation team. I did a free project, I did a pro bono, but I got almost, you can see the almost stalwarts of Hyderabad here. The creators of Infosys, the creators of Scient Technologies, the creators of um, LVP, the creators of Myra events, almost every big organization came on that day. And I was fortunate enough to be in that team and I got a lot of clients from that free service. Don't think anything as a free thing, or like don't think any chance as a small chance. Take that chance, make it big. That is what I want to tell you today. And this is something that everyone gives you. As I said, don't take negative things as negative things. You just avoid them. You just, as we simply say that whatever comes to your mind, just avoid it at that moment. If someone says that hey, you can't do this, tell them I can do this in your mind, and just avoid it. Don't pick fights or don't pick negative things in your mind and become negative yourself. I want you to clearly think of this particular rule, guys. This is one thing that destroys any entrepreneur in life. As I said, this is a journey that I had. Everyone, one moment of time, every that moment, someone will come and say that, hey, why don't you do a job? Why don't you create something? Why don't you get prepare for government jobs? You're good at reading. Why don't you try for UPSC exams? If your dream is something doing different, right? You will not think about all these negative factors as a negative factors. You will concentrate and move it forward. So someone said that, hey, again, I want to create another startup. I want to bring back that magazine to life. I want to do a digital thing. Now, I want to create a product. After creating a lot of products and designs for other companies, I want to create a product of my own. And many people said that you can't do it. And that moment, one great guy I met at that day is Mr. Ratan Tata Garu. I was fortunate enough to be as one of the frontline guys who was getting from him from the airport and managing him in the entire session over there. I was talking to him. One single thing he said is, "Don't even think about any negative other people says, whatever other people says. Think about what you can do and what you can concentrate, and whatever it is you're doing, just do 100%. That's all." That one message, I didn't even look after anyone, whatever anyone says. Many people said that you can't do it again. Many people said that, hey, it will not happen with you because it is a wrong thing that you can do. Many people tried, even Facebook tried, they pivoted and make it a different, made a different thing. College magazines won't work. This is what everyone said to me at that day. But with one inspiration from Ratan Tata Search, we were trying to achieve something and we just avoided all the negativity that came into our lives. After that, there'll be moment, guys. Make sure your moment is heard by everyone, right? So this is what I want to tell you. Every moment, whatever small, big, everything, there'll be a moment happening in your lives. And make sure your friends, your family, your commitments, your social media, your socials, your everyone in the world that knows you, make sure that they listen, whatever happens. Then I got a dream. I launched something called Stumax in 2015, and we went to a particular college and we said, hey, we want to launch a particular magazine in your college, and you can share your own stories and events and everything. We just identified one college and asked one small permission, and they agreed. This is one of the college, BBRAT Women's in Hyderabad. They agreed for it, and I made sure that every person in my life understood that, like got that. So one college paying us something led to almost 400 colleges by end of 2018-ish. 2018-ish, we were there in almost 400 plus colleges. So that is the moment that you need to focus on yourself. Make sure everyone hears what you say. Just tell them, small or big, just keep them connecting with. As I said, everything is going good, again problem comes, right? So I was depressed for a while. I want you to understand this one particular thing, guys. Whenever you're in a depression or something happened in my life where I went through a lot of depression for almost 4 months. I didn't like what I'm doing. I didn't understand what I'm doing. I just heard big thing that happened in my life. I was completely into depression. And then I went to this one event where I met Miss Deepika Padukone herself. And I asked this question, hey, I'm in depression. How can I be okay after this? I just asked this one single thing: how to open up, how to open up to other people, because that is the easy answer to get out of depression, right? Easiest answer how to get out of depression is to just open to other people, and they will come up with some other solution. So I asked the same thing to Deepika Padukone herself, and I asked that, hey, how to open up to other people, because they will judge you, because they will be asking you, they'll be treating you bad after that, after they're listening to your story. She said this one thing, one simple line: it's okay. I want you to understand that particular thing. I'll share the story also about the very important of that importance of that particular line. It's okay is everyone is going through some or other battle, guys. Everyone is going through some or other battle. If you open up, they will also open up, and you will have a connection there. And at that moment, you will feel light. You will come out of the depression eventually. So this one particular sentence helped me a lot. Whenever depression is nothing but whenever you do some work, you will think that, hey, something happened in my life. Okay, you will feel bad about it. So whenever I was doing something, I remembered this one single word, it's okay, in my brain. And I was, whenever I'm doing something and whenever I was deviating from that work, I said to myself, hey, it's okay. Everyone is going through. You can also go through it. It's okay. You can go through it. This is something that I learned that day, and it helped me a lot. So if you are people who are, there are many people who are in depression. It can be family, it can be love, it can be financial support, it can be studies, it can be jobs hunting, it can be internships, it can be college, it can be anything. I want you to understand, every entrepreneur, every person, it can be not just entrepreneur, it can be any person, right? Any person goes through depression one or the other day. And that moment, I want you to remember this one beautiful lady in country I love. I want her statement to be resonated in everything that you do. I want you to, I'm assuring yourself, I'm assuring you guys, whatever you're going through, it's okay. Okay, identify this one statement and just keep on doing your hard work anytime. And one other thing, last thing that I want to tell you is believe in whatever you want, whatever you are doing. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can achieve heights. Believe that you can make something different. Believe that you are the person who can make it happen. Believe that, hey, people will clap you at the end of the day. People will support you at the end of the day. People believe that you can win anything in life. One belief and hard work attached to that can make anything happen. I lost my love. I lost my love and I went to depression. I told, I was told by many people that I can't do something. I was told by many people to take different jobs, take government jobs. I was told my family that you can't even win anything in your life because you will lose your job. You won't get an even interview. And actually that happened. So I didn't even went to an interview because of my mom's statement or whatever it is. I was never happened to go to any interview with any other company. I was always interviewing people instead of get being an interview. I was told as a remote coming from a remote town as a remote guy, you can't represent big companies. Everything happened. All I did is I just believed in myself. I did my work. I kept my 100%, and I made sure that something happened in my life. In 2018, I was from Andhra Pradesh. I was the only guy who was listed in Forbes 30 under 30 team. So the Forbes magazine identifies 30 entrepreneurs across Asia every year to be in that list as an entrepreneur and challenging entrepreneur for the career. So it all started with a simple dream. It all started with a simple thing. Yo Vizag used to be our competitors when we were in Vizag. Our magazine used to compete with Yo Vizag. And then one day they called and said, hey, you can be in the cover page of our magazine. And few people who I dreamt of, like Richard Branson, I know how many, you might know him from the last couple of days. He was the first person to enter into space. He suddenly, I wrote him a mail saying that, hey, it all happened with your dream. I just asked him that, hey, I thanked him saying that, hey, with your inspiration, I came to achieve. Well, this is something important, guys. You need to have a role model. You need to have someone idol at the end of the day to look forward, right? So this is the person that I look forward. In 2018, he tweeted about me when he heard about me in different stories. He suddenly tweeted saying that, hey, congratulations, students, student magazine to be under Forbes 30 under 30. This all happened within 3 months of my depression. So that's what I want to tell you guys. There are people who will tell a lot of negative things. There are ups and downs in every entrepreneur life. This happens in every entrepreneur life. You need to understand differently. You need to think out of the box. You need to make sure you reach your customers through every shout out or eureka moment that happens in your career. I want to I want to teach entrepreneurship in a different way. That's why I chose my career, my life as an example for you to understand what are different things you will face when you choose an entrepreneurship as a career. But if you put 100% to yourself, I think you'll achieve a lot of heights. So this is what I did. I signed a couple of garments. We did a lot of events, and this is where we are right now. So as I told you, I want to assure you one simple thing. I want to assure you one simple thing. As an entrepreneur or as a normal man, if a person like me, coming from a small town, coming from a normal place with a middle class family, if I can do it, I think you all can do it. All people over here, 80, 88 people over here, you all can do it. That is one thing that I want you to understand. If someone says that you can't do it, as I said earlier, if anyone says you can't do it, give them a lollipop. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Darshan. Thank you so much, Padmaja ma'am. Please continue. Thank you.
Yeah, guys. So if anyone have any questions or queries, you can ask to sir directly or mention in your chat box. Sir, there is a question in chat box. What are the biggest mistakes made by the startup entrepreneurs?
I told you, right? I told you it's very simple. Taking negativity as a choice. It's not a choice, guys. It's something that you need to avoid. Don't listen to people who says negative things towards you. That is the one mistake that you will think. And other few things that, as I told you, when there is a big team, you will have a lot of team issues. So when you are starting young, when you are starting very small, make sure you have a small team and concentrated on every other aspect. Those are the three things, and make sure you think of a right idea and try to think that whatever it is, right, make sure you do your enough research before venturing it out. That's all. Avoid these three. Any other mistake is a small thing in learning, but these three are the biggest mistakes that anyone should avoid. Any other question?
Hi, Mr. Frederick. I'm Pratyusha.
Hey Pratisha, hi.
I want to know if you get into an entrepreneurship with your friends, how can
Pratisha,
one
can you be a
keep?
bit louder, please? Sorry.
Sorry,
Can you be?
can you hear me?
Yeah, there is a little disturbance, but please go on, Pratisha.
Can you hear me now?
Please go on.
I want to know if you get into an entrepreneurship with your friends, how can one keep the feelings in check while decision making?
I'm sorry, guys. Can anyone repeat or keep it in the chat? Pratisha, can you keep that in the chat? Meanwhile, I can answer the Dilip's question here. There should be any brand image of a product to drive into people. Dilip, I didn't get the question there. Are you asking?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Pratisha, it's better.
Yeah, I want to know if you get into an entrepreneurship with your friends, how can one keep the feelings in check from decision making?
Keep your responsibilities to yourself. Make sure whenever you're getting, I'll tell you, I'll also, we have different departments, right, Pratisha? So in every, it's not just about friends. It's not just about anyone. It can happen to anyone, right? It can happen to getting a great person from different departments, right? So you have different departments. So even if it is friends, even if it is different people, that doesn't matter. Give their responsibilities and make them check towards that responsibilities. That's a simple factor that you can do. So if I'm taking the executive decisions, someone else will take care of the operation decisions. Give them their own respective responsibilities. So everyone will be having their own choice of choosing something. So in that way, you will not overlap and have a problem at the end of the day. I hope.
Yeah, that is true. But if you don't like their idea, but you don't want to hurt their feelings, how can you balance that?
See, what do you mean by idea? So first of all, you need to onboard them with the same similar idea. So let's say if you, let's say I'll tell you something. So I'm working on a new company of mine. So Sumax, we were acquired, got raised. I mean, like I should have mentioned in this on speech itself, we were acquired by one of the top companies of US at a very good valuation. So everyone made some great amount of net worth in 2020. So I'm working right now and I'm starting with one of my friends. I want you to check the message that I've put. This is the new app that I'm working on, and that's for everyone, for people like you. We're also looking for campus ambassadors. You can actually check that out. It's hot not for fashion. I'm working with a friend, Pratisha. She says that, hey, you need to do something else. I says that, hey, I will do something else. Sometimes this happens with friends and everything. So, but at the end of the day, if it is my decision, I have to take. And that's why I told you, give them their own responsibilities in their own terms. If you are taking marketing decisions, you need to make sure, don't put heads. Don't put heads in different departments. That will make your life easy, first of all, to check your feelings within yourself. Okay. Even though if you don't give them lollipop, Pratisha, there are multiple ways to give lollipops. If you don't like their idea, give them what they want in return. What is the thing that they want to see? At the end of the day, every motive, let's say there is an idea that they want to do, so they want to do something and they want to achieve something at the back end of the day. What is that the thing that they want to achieve at the back end of the day? Is it the prominence in the company? Is it the word that they want to get it out, or is it the important thing that is it getting achieving, or is it getting them any other money? What is the end factor that they are trying to achieve? Give them that in a different direction. Don't see, if you put forward your feelings and say that, hey, I don't want this to happen, that will be a different game altogether. Okay, so I make sure that thing happens. Give them their own responsibilities, number one, first and foremost thing. And second is, understand what exactly they want to achieve with their own idea, and give them that. Tell them that, hey, this is something we can achieve more by doing this. Always put numbers. Numbers attracts people for sure. When it comes to entrepreneurship, I'm talking about, if it is about getting the more revenue, if it is about getting more clients, if it is getting more customers, tell them the fact that, hey, this will get this, I agree, but this is how you get achieve more if you want to put forward your idea first than others. I hope I'm convinced. But Pratisha, that's a nice question. I can have a debate more. We can have a chat separately.
Thank you, Mr. Frederick.
Sure. And coming to Manoj here. I see Manoj expression here. How to identify like minds to form a team, and how to make others to look into your vision, sir. Communication, Manoj. You need to communicate it. You need to communicate it to the very best. Reach out to as many people as you can. I reach out to a lot of people. There is no like mind, first of all, Manoj. It's all about, if you put forward your vision with a dedication or 100% thing, I can pitch my idea to any number of investors and get on board with them. Without, I'll tell you something, right? It's not just about team, it's about investors also at the end of the day when you're starting up something. I just had a dream to design Hot Knot in 2020 December. 2021, I met an investor from Hyderabad itself, and I said, "Hey, this is my vision. I want to do something." It's all about the communication that you do at that 20 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes that you have. He gave me 25 lakh check at the end of the day. That's all. Communicate enough. Make sure you have right vision at the end of the day. Make sure you can take them there. That's the end of the step, right? Make sure you, the vision is nothing but like, hey, I can see a better vision, I can achieve that, right? Tell them how you can achieve that in a right way. Communicate it right. That's all matters. I hope I answered Manoj. Lavanya, amazing. Why most of the parents are not encouraging their children in getting into entrepreneurship? Why they are only insisting in securing a job? From childhood, Lavanya, I think they saw a lot of things. It's not their fault. They know that they also wanted to try differently at their age. It's not just, I mean, like they all traveled the way that we already traveled, right? It's not their fault that they are not encouraging. They saw things, they saw their friends. We lived only 20 years of our life. They lived 35, 40, 50. They know, they saw many people and they figured out that this is not good because you might fail, you might not fail. There are things that they saw. At the end of the day, you need to win them in the right way. If you win them, as I said, I took 1/2 day of my life and I went to what I'm good at, and I did something, and I made sure my parents heard it. Right? I won them on that day, and that's how you can. They'll encourage you, Lavanya. I'll tell you something. In 2000, from it started from 2015. My mom was the first person to like negate me, right? Like she said, like, hey, you can't win, you won't be even getting a job, you got a backlog, it's already done. She didn't encourage me at all, Lavanya. My dad even encouraged her. He gave me first my first whatever the support that he has to give. But 2016, I was the cover page of Times of India newspaper. I was almost like the first page, entire page. I was there on the entire cover paper, front. She was the first one to promote it like anything. And that moment, all my relatives who actually said, "Hey, this guy will be spoiled again in life," they came forward and they said, "Ah, I know this guy can achieve anything." So this is how things change nowadays. Just win them in the right way. That's all I wanted to say today. Dilip, I have a question. I didn't understand that question, Dilip, at all.
Hello, sir.
There should be any brand image of a product to drive
Hello,
into
sir.
people. Yeah, Dilip, tell me please.
Yes, sir. When we are start when I want startup, we should have a product, no, sir. To move that
Yeah,
product into the people, there should be any brand image so that the
you're
people
talking about
come and they,
logo, Dilip.
no, sir, no, sir,
What
no,
exactly
sir.
you're talking about?
When we have a startup idea, there should be any
Uh-huh.
product, no, sir.
Yes.
When you have a product to move into the people so that the people can purchase that product, there should be any brand image commitment nowadays, sir.
So when you're talking about brand image, Dilip, it can be anything. It can be you. Right? If you have an idea, if you have a product, it can be you. You can act as your brand image, right? Brand image can be brand ambassadors. Brand image can be your team. Brand image can be your logo. Brand image can be anything. Image, if you're talking about building a brand, you should have something at the end of the day. You should put forward the right creators in front of people. You should put forward the right emails to the to their emails. You should put forward great ambassador programs to college students. You should put forward all these things come under brand image, Dilip. And without any brand image, nothing ever worked in life.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have an idea.
Please,
And
Dilip.
hello, sir.
Dilip, tell me.
I have an idea, sir. And I failed on
Yes,
that idea multiple times. And now
you
I had a
failed.
yes, sir. I had to
Okay.
break. Sir. What should do I? What
Okay.
should do, sir? Now at present.
Dilip, you can personally message me. You can take my number from the coordinators and you can personally message me. We can have a chat on that. I don't want to waste another people's time as well. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sure. Anything else, guys? Any other doubts you have?
Yeah. So now I would like to welcome our beloved HOD ma'am to say a few words on this session.
Thank you so much, sir, for accepting the invitation from your busy schedule. Yeah, thank you on behalf of Department of IT for sharing your experiences on entrepreneurship. Thank you one and all for active participation. Yeah, definitely it was a very good interactive session. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. As I said, there is a new journey that I embarked recently again, and we're looking forward for a lot of interns and people to get on board. We've recently launched an app called Hotnot. You can check out in the message, or you can just check out hotnot.app or hotnot fashion Google Play or App Store, anything. And we recently launched our intern program. I messaged the link here. If anyone wants to become an intern or like anyone wants to become the campus ambassador, just reach out there and fill the form and we can reach out to you. And thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me a chance and to share my journey with people. It's always a pleasure to encourage that one person or one particular guy to reach heights or like.
Definitely, I think when everything, if everything is normal, yeah, definitely we wish that you come to our campus
I've been
and
there, man.
interact
I've been there.
directly with the students. I hope so that time will come and will everything will be normal. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I've already been there in 2019 January, I think so, and I'll always come there
Okay,
again. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, guys.
okay, 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 sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, I would like to welcome Amruta, student member of IIC, to propose vote of thanks.
A very good evening, guys. Respected Principal Sir, HOD Ma'am, our honorable guest, Mr. Frederick Devampati, respected teachers and my fellow participants. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks in this valuable orientation event. First of all, on behalf of ANETS and Department of Information Technology, a very heart vote of thanks to the speaker for his valuable time and insight on entrepreneurship. As a fellow student, I really want to thank you for your rules to progress in our life. We express a sincere thanks to HOD ma'am for her constant support and motivation to conduct this program for the benefit of the students. Thank you to the faculty coordinators and student members of IIC Department of IT for organizing this event successfully. I really wish each and every participant gaining a new perception in this concept of entrepreneurship. I conclude by thanking every one of you for pushing us to be more productive and responsible in gaining proficiency in pandemic period. Thank you.
Ma, all of you can exit from the meet. Everyone.
Guys, leave by poach.